I've been working in tech for over 8 years at this point. And if I'm being honest, I'm not that good at coding. I know that probably sounds very weird, but if you ever felt like you weren't this coding genius or you're not technical enough to belong in this industry, this video is for you. So there's a myth in the tech world where in order to be successful, you have to be some type of coding genius, or you have to really just know everything about every language and every technology. You know, you have to be that person that builds apps on the weekend, knows every single algorithm, can basically do it on command, lives and breathes code. But here's the truth that nobody actually talks about. Most of us aren't that person, and that's okay. But what's kept me in the industry for nearly a decade at this point isn't perfect syntax or building frameworks from scratch. It's knowing how to solve real problems. I ask better questions. I talk to non-technical teams. I also speak to other technical teams. I'm really good at taking complex problems and really simplifying them and creating a well-rounded solution. In other words, what I do really well is I bridge the gap. And that's way more valuable than writing flawless, especially with AI being able to write a lot of code. The more that it advances, it's just going to be able to do more of that. Bridging the gap becomes even more valuable in 2025 and beyond. So I didn't go to MIT. I didn't get hired by Google. In fact, I started off by Googling how to install Python. My first job, total imposter. Felt like I did not belong, that I was the dumbest in the room at all times. And I always felt like I was the least technical person. But over time, I realized something. I was the one that people came to when things broke. And this showed me something. The more that people came to me, even though I might have not been the most technically sound as far as coding or the technologies, what I did have was everyone looked at me as valuable and as a resource. So if people aren't coming to you with more questions, that's something you should pay attention to. Or if you are that person that people come to get their questions answered, that's something to really hang your hat on, because that is where the value lies. If there's one difference or one skill that has made the biggest difference in my career, it's communication. I sat in rooms with directors in technology and all these different high up people who don't understand things like GitHub or Redis or any of these technologies or frameworks. I've worked with designers who don't care how this database schema is set up or any of these different technologies. And I've learned how to speak both languages. You know what that makes you? Indispensable. So here's what I learned after 8 years in tech. Coding is just one piece of the puzzle, and with the advancement of AI and being able to write code, it's becoming a smaller and smaller piece as we go into the future. So the skills that actually made me successful are problem solving, especially under pressure, communicating clearly, navigating ambiguity, building trust with non-tech teams, and learning and being able to adapt quickly. These are the skills that actually keep you in those rooms even when your code breaks. If you're just starting out and you're scared that you're bad at coding, that fear is lying to you. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need to be the coding genius that you may see online. You need to be the one that keeps learning, who doesn't give up, and who makes others better. This industry is changing very, very fast with AI, new tools, and new languages each and every month, day, and year. But the one thing that hasn't changed is people still need their problems solved. So if you ever feel like you don't belong in tech, just remember me. I'm not a genius coder. I didn't get a job at Google. I didn't go to MIT or any of these special things. Heck, I didn't even go for computer science. But there's one thing I do know how to do, and I know how to think, I know how to learn, and I know how to help. It's gonna be the end of the video. If you're feeling discouraged or you don't feel like you belong, you can still do this. Just use me as an example. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I will see y'all in the next one. I am